In Part 1, we explored honey's healing powers, ancient origins, and how it continues to nourish the body and soul. But not all that glitters is gold, and even honey, nature's sacred nectar, has a darker side. Today, honey is a billion-dollar global industry. And with high demand comes high deception. A 2018 study tested honey samples from across the world, and nearly one-third were found to be adulterated. That means what many consumers believe is pure honey may actually be cut with cheap syrups like rice, corn, or sugar beet syrup. These additives are difficult to detect with the naked eye. The texture, sweetness, even the color can appear identical. Some manufacturers use ultrafiltration to remove pollen, the very thing that proves honey's origin, making it harder to trace and test. This means that much of the honey on store shelves, especially in plastic squeeze bottles, is heavily processed, diluted, and stripped of nutrients. Even more troubling, some imported honeys are blended in honey laundering networks, a real problem where honey is illegally shipped through third countries to disguise its origin. This often avoids tariffs, bypasses safety regulations, and floods markets with inferior or even contaminated products. In one infamous case, Chinese honey was found contaminated with antibiotics and heavy metals, and was rerouted through countries like Malaysia or India to conceal its source. And yes, some brands labeled organic or pure have been exposed for this exact practice. To protect yourself, avoid ultra-cheap honey, especially from unknown brands or bulk containers. Look for raw, unfiltered honey from local farms or trusted sources. It should crystallize over time, not stay permanently syrupy. Real honey often has a floral aroma, a slightly uneven texture, and it may even contain pollen grains or tiny wax flecks, a good sign. If you want traceability, some high-quality honeys include batch numbers or harvest dates on the label, and work with independent labs. A spoonful of real honey is more than food. It's a living record of the flowers, soil, bees, and weather of a specific region. But this brings us to the bees themselves, the silent, tireless workers behind every drop. Over the past few decades, honeybees have faced a growing crisis: colony collapse disorder, CCD. This is when entire hives die off suddenly, often due to a mix of pesticides, parasites like the varroa mite, poor nutrition, and environmental stress. Commercial bee farming adds to the problem. To meet massive honey demand, bees are shipped in trucks across continents, working non-stop during blooming seasons. They're often fed sugar water or corn syrup when nectar is scarce, which sustains them but doesn't nourish them. Some are exposed to pesticides on industrial farms, weakening their immune systems and behavior. And in certain regions, queen bees are artificially inseminated and replaced frequently, disrupting the hive's natural order. Even organic honey isn't always safe from this, unless the entire farming system, including surrounding land, is free from chemicals. The label is just a guess. That's why supporting local, ethical beekeepers matters. It protects bee health, biodiversity, and food integrity. The truth is, without bees, our world would collapse. They pollinate more than 70% of the crops that feed the world, from almonds to apples, cucumbers to coffee. A single bee visits thousands of flowers in a day, doing work that no machine or scientist can replicate. Honey is their reward, and our responsibility. So the next time you drizzle honey into your tea or onto your toast, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, where did this come from? Who made it? And what do I want to support with each spoonful? Because the most nourishing foods are not just about what they give your body, but what they take from the earth to get there. Honey, when sourced with awareness, becomes more than just sweetness. It becomes a symbol of balance, life, and respect for nature's rhythm.